Hello and welcome to this updated video guide for completing the Keeper of the Lake in Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. My name is TSDS and in this video you'll learn everything you need to know to call Ghostbusters. A good run here can take less than 15 minutes, but the average is probably around 25, so let's dive in. The start is pretty easy, just kill all of the trash to keep opening up the way forward. Before long, you arrive at the first boss line. The first boss, Einhander, has a number of frontal AoEs, so should be tanked away from the group. He can also target a random player with a line AoE. The main part of this fight comes from the untargetable adds that will drop bombs onto the arena. Mostly these will be small bombs, but large bombs can drop too. While you can't kill these, attacking the small ones sends them flying backwards. The idea here is that you knock them away from your team and away from the boss. The large bombs can't be knocked back, so the tank may need to move the boss from time to time. Now then, any of Einhander's AoE attacks will ignite the bombs, causing them to glow pink for a short time and then explode. The small bombs deal AoE around them, but the big bombs hit the whole platform and deal decent damage. What's more, bombs that blow up will also ignite bombs nearby, and once a bomb has ignited, you can no longer knock it away. As the tank, you'll need to do your best to position the boss's attacks away from the bombs. At times during the fight, the boss will suck everyone and every bomb nearby into one spot. When this happens, you'll either need to quickly knock the bombs back or run away from this spot and move the boss somewhere else. It largely depends on whether or not any of the bombs are ignited and how your tank wants to handle it. Just do your best and the boss will go down. With the first boss down, you can move further into the dungeon. At this point, you'll encounter a number of Magitech enemies. One of these will drop a key that you can use to unlock the next area. Here, you'll find two sections with Colossi trapped in prisons. They still try to AoE you, but destroy the nearby Magitech field inductors to bust them out. Once you've killed everything, another key will drop, unlocking the way to the second boss. The second boss, Magitech Gunship, has two main attacks to watch out for. The first is a large frontal AoE flamethrower. Tanks should note that this attack lasts for quite a bit of time, so you should wait for it to end before moving back into position. The other attack comes from when the boss will move to one edge of the room. A random player will get this targeting reticule above their heads and the gunship will head towards them, dropping very large patches of fire on the ground. Do note that the boss doesn't follow you in this attack, rather it moves in the direction you were in once it started its bombing run. Ideally, when you see the boss move to the edges, you should too, in case you're the target. If you can, try to position yourself so that the boss won't cut the room in half, as these fires last for a while. During the fight, some adds will also spawn, so pick them up and kill them. Outside of this, the boss can do a number of other things, such as charging random players, shooting AoEs at random players, or dropping a single patch of fire on a random player. It can be a little tricky, but that's just the way it is. After this, you'll find yourself on the outside of the structure. Here, you just need to climb to the top. Just note that there's an untargetable gunship in the distance which will keep tossing AoEs at you. Once you've killed the trash, it'll also blow open the way to the final boss. The final boss is Midgardsormr. Shortly into the fight, he'll revive the orange dragon. Tanks should face this away and tank it far away from the boss or it will get a damage reduction buff. Before this dies, some bird ad will appear holding a field generator. Make sure you kill this and watch out for the boss casting a room-wide AoE. When this happens, you'll have to interact with the field generator you got from the ad to create a small safe area to stand in. Midgardsormr will blast the room trying to wipe you, but as long as you're inside the bubble, you're immune to damage. Thankfully, this limited immunity means that tanks won't need to worry about facing the dragon towards the group in order to stand in the safe zone. Not long after the orange dragon dies, the boss will revive the blue dragon. Here, the fight plays out pretty much the same as before, with another field generator ad and white blast. The only difference here is that you have to tank the blue dragon close to the boss to avoid the damage reduction buff on it. Now then, as you've probably seen, there are some very large AoEs throughout this fight. Some are long line AoEs, some are huge AoEs close to the boss, and others are huge AoEs far away from the boss. Plus, when you're fighting the blue dragon, you can also get this massive expanding fire blast to run away from as well. Don't be too intimidated, but this dungeon is definitely more tricky than most. pop a level 2 limit break when ready, and GG. And that's the Keeper of the Lake. If you've enjoyed the guide, then let me know, and if there are any other guides or perspectives you'd like to see, then check out my channel, or feel free to ask me to create one. Thank you for watching, and good luck.